Welcome to the SNS Show, hosted by executive producers Dr. Michelle Stevens and co-host Coach Yaba Swearington, as they focus on the important issues within our society, from the highs and lows of surviving everyday life and so much more. And now, here are your
Make
hosts.
it sizzle, make it hot. Welcome to the Dr. Stevens and Swearington Show. Today, during our show, we're going to be talking about a very hot topic, the power of a mother. Hi, I'm Dr. Stevens, your host. Thank you for tuning into season one, episode 4 of the Dr. Stevens and Swearington Show. Along with me is the co host, Coach Yava Swearington.
Hello, I am Coach Yaba Swearington, and we do thank you for joining us today. Today, we bring you our fourth episode entitled The Power of a Mother, where we will discuss real heartfelt realities and beliefs.
Today, joining us is our special guest, Coach Cynthia Eddings. I will have her introduce herself and give us just a little bit about herself. Coach Eddings.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cynthia Eddings. I am a life coach and I am married with two wonderful boys. I'm originally from a small town, Columbus, Georgia. I'm sure you probably never heard of it, but now we've relocated in Tampa, Florida. And I'm glad to be a part of the show. And thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you for being with us. Really appreciate it. As I said, our topic today is the power of a mother. A mother has an incredible influence on a child's life. I'd even go as far as to say that she is the most influential person in a child's life from birth. For most, she has the strongest bond from infancy. And as a mother, the mother's face is the most seen face of her in their time. Her influence comes from comforting her. She takes time to praise the toddler in their development and engage and in play in every aspect of their life. So, Coach Yava, what do you say about the power of a mother?
Wow. Well, when I think of this topic, I think about how mothers have the incredible capacity to love and to have compassion and make sacrifices. I also feel like they also have the ability to nurture and to encourage and just navigate through stressful situations with grace and poise. So the power of a mother is really great.
Coach Cynthia, you're a mother and you've had influences in lives. What do you say about the power of a mother?
Well, that question is bittersweet to me because I just lost my mom not too long ago, and she still lives within me. Her definition as a mother, she was a mother, mommy, mommy, all of the names that we used to call our mothers. And she still instilled in me the power. And now that she's not here, what keeps me going is her power because she lives within me now because she was always by my side. It's very powerful to be a mom, to be there for your kids. And it's a strong definition. It takes a lot of willpower. And my mom was that. And like I said, she was so strong with her power. She's living in within me now. And I see myself having ways like her, acting like her. And she taught me how to be a mom.
When I think about the power of a mother, I think about how, you know, not just your children rely on you, how other people's children, other children in the neighborhood, community, their friends, they also build a bond with you as a mother because they see you as this influence in their
Yes.
lives. So I want to get a little deeper into this topic,
Yes.
and we're going to talk about the labor of love. When I think about the labor of love, I think about giving birth, fighting for your child, how the labor of love and the mother's power and influence is unconditional, is unselfish, unwavering, and is sacrificial. As a mother, we labor for our children, we fight for our children. I think about some of the shows you've seen. You can see a mother a mother say, you know, I'm about to go for a fight, or the child, I'm about to get ready to go get in a fight. They ready to go with them. They ready to go down. You know, I know my daughter, when something is happening, especially if it's me, like, I'm down with you, mom. You know. So when I think about the labor of love, those are some of the things I think about. Coach Cynthia, what's your take on the labor of love?
My take on the labor of love is pretty much exactly what you said. I'm a mother of two young men now, and it's like being there for them. I sleep with my phone right beside me. We're empty nesters. They live in Atlanta, Georgia, but you know, I don't care how old you get, you never stop being a mom. People think you got to cut them off. Oh, they're grown now. Let them find their way. That is not true. My mom passed and I was in my 50s and she never left my side. I know I can go to her. I know I can go lay beside her. I know the world, if it was against me, she was there for me. And I'm doing the same thing about my boys. They know I'm always here. I always have an ear. And anything that they go through, I'm going to be right by their side because it's like this. You either raise your kids or the society will. And I
That's
mean
right.
that.
Absolutely.
Coach
Absolutely.
Java.
Yeah, I agree with both of you ladies on this subject, being a mother as well of three. And it, it so much comes with that. The worrying about their well-being every day, even after my children are grown. All my kids are over the age of, well, to over the age of 24. And to this day, I have the tendencies to still do some of the things I did for them when they were underage. You know, I'm always looking to hear from them every day. They don't even live in my home, except one of them. And it's like that labor of love, it just stays with you. It stays with you. I lost my mother recently, like Cynthia has. Just last matter of fact, coming up on a year of her anniversary, and everything that she instilled in me and she gave me, I'm so grateful for those things, how she impacted my life because I was able to carry that on to taking care of my kids. And a lot of those things she taught me stays with me throughout my life because I'm still using those things that she gave me to help me with my children.
Well, you know
So yeah,
what? Coach Cynthia said something. She said, you know, I sleep with my phone. And motherhood, you know, that does not stop because your children get grown. I know for me, my phone is right on my nightstand as well. And I talk to my children almost every day. I talk to my son, you know, more
yes,
than once or twice a week. And
yes,
I know even in my own life, I still call on my parents. I now call on my mom. My dad has passed, but now I still call on my mom. And you never know. There's a time that you still may need your parents' help. You still, you know, and help doesn't mean financial. Help means, you know, talking, getting the good advice. So, you know, the
yes,
power of a mother. We talk about advice for situations, financial situations, romantic situations. You know,
yes.
I have the type of parents that I can talk to them about anything.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I think about some of the stuff that even goes on in the world. We talk about the power of a mother, you know, just to get a little serious. Even when George Floyd and some of these other guys were in the situation they were in, where they were actually knew their life was passing and they was in a detrimental situation. The one thing everybody knows you heard them say is they called on their what?
Their mother.
Mama, the
They
mother.
called
Yes,
on their
That's
mother.
right.
The
That's
power of
right.
the mother. They didn't call on their father. They called on their mother.
Exactly.
And when something is happening, there are two people that in the world that, you know, folks call on. They call on Jesus and they call on their mama.
yes,
That's right.
yes. Dr. Stephen, not to diminish anything about the power of father, men being in children's lives, but it does go. There's this deepness, this incredible bond that I think only a child gets with a mother. You know, because it's not that they don't run to dads. It's more like because mom is all like for me, my mom has always been there through everything that you go through. When they go to school, that 24/7 mom is always there. It's the first person the school calls. It's like so children just have a knack to go to the place that nurtured them on a daily 24/7 basis. And that's why we holler mom when we get in a crisis or we are in fear. And also if something tragic is about to happen, the one thing that's going to happen, like in George's situation, was he felt it was not going well. You know, in
But
that
if
moment
you
when he's
if you've been
losing his breath, he felt something. So it's like even calling mom name is the essence of calm over you. over all understanding. No matter what you're going through, you feel calm. You call on Jesus, you call on mom, you get that. So I think that's what it is why we call on moms, and having that mom there.
But you know what? You even notice that when children get in trouble, the first thing they say is, "Don't call my
Oh,
mom."
mama.
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
don't call my mom. You call anybody else, but
So
don't
you
call
call
my
my
mom.
daddy, don't call my mama.
Yes, don't call my mama. You know, on
And
that note, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about the topic, the presence of a mother. Every mother needs a presence. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's your girl coach Lady Mia, asking you to join the conversation on the SNS show, hosted by executive producers Dr. Michelle Stevens and Coach Yava Swearington, as they share in-depth conversations on relationships, health and wellness, important issues in our society, to the highs and lows of surviving everyday life. Streaming live on YouTube at DRSNS Show. That's DRSANDSSHOW. Monthly every fourth Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. A conversation you don't want to miss. Also, don't forget to visit them online at www.drsnsshow.com. This show is powered by Quayle Works Empowerment Broadcast Network.
Welcome back. Now we're going to speak about every mother needs a presence. Dr. Stevens, share with us your take on this.
I have this note that every mother needs a presence. It says, when I think about the presence of a mother, I think about the mother's influence. A mother's relationship with her child is crucial. A mother plays multiple roles in a child's life. From development, she's a teacher in every aspect of the growth and development of her child, socially, emotionally, physically, cognitively, and independence. It's called a bond, and there are different types of bonds. When you're building a bond with your mother, Coach Yava, what do you think about a mother's bond with her child and her and the presence, the need of the presence of the mother?
Yeah, I thought about this question right here, and when I think of this statement, what comes to mind is to me is that it is my belief that every child needs the presence of a mother just as much as mothers have the desire to be present. My mother was always present. She was the one that snooped in my room, looking through my room. She worried about where I was going, who I was hanging out with. I mean, like the sleepovers. And she wasn't a basketball mom and the mom that go on the field trip kind of mom, but she definitely was the mom that soothed me, my pains, wiped my tears, and that always had something to make me feel better. Like even if it's just speaking to me about whatever I was depressed about or sad about in school. No, she was that mom. She was to me, she was everything that I needed because she was there when I needed to be there. So she was everywhere in my mind. That's how I feel about that. The
Coach
presence of a
Cynthia?
mom.
definitely presence is definitely important because we're nurturers. And I can say here till this day, till my mom passed away, I never went a day without talking to her on the phone. I never went a day without nourishment from her, the love. We traveled together, we talked together. She was in the presence of my kids. I mean, we were so close you couldn't get air through us. I mean, to me, I think everybody like to say they had the best mom in the world, and I'm sure y'all did, but I had the best mother in the world until she left this earth. And I promise you, and I'm going to say this, everybody that met my mom fell in love with her, the
Mm.
love. And that's what keeps me going because I lost it when she passed away. But her energy, what she taught me, the love, being there, she taught my sister and I how to be the best mom to our kids and nurtures and present in their life. Whenever they need us, I'm there. I don't care how old they are. If they want to talk, just come home and just lay in their room and not say anything. They know I'm there. Right now, my son is here, the one that I'm taking to the airport. He's been here for 4 days. He knows I love on him. I leave my door open. I said, if you want to talk, come. my door is always open for him. I love on him, I kiss on him, and I say, if you need to talk to me about anything, I'm here. I don't pressure him, but he knows my presence. My son in Atlanta, I talk to him 2-3 times a day, but he knows my presence comes through that phone. He can call
When
me.
I think about the presence of a mother, I think about, not just being there. I think about even men who are single fathers. I think about every child, boy and girl, needs the presence of a female.
Exactly.
A man cannot teach his daughter to be feminine.
Exactly.
A man cannot teach his son how to get in touch with his feminine side in order to understand a woman. He can teach her some things about a woman.
That's right.
But to actually have that interaction with them, you definitely need the presence of a mother. You need the presence of a female.
Right.
And I think about even my relationship with my son and my daughter. It is very, very important because, when they don't understand something from a female's perspective, even my fiance, you always asking, let me get your perspective, because your perspective is different. Your influence is different. Your bond is different. So every child needs that mother influence, that female presence in their life. Coach Yava?
Yes, well, I really don't have much more to say about the presence of a mom. I said all I needed to say on that part, because I think that we are basically saying very much similar things in regards to that, and fortunately we are mothers we are women who have moms who were very present in their lives, who showed up. And unfortunately, there are women out there who don't have had that same opportunity to share the presence of their birth mother. And sometimes they get that glimpse of what a mom feels like from another woman who mother was in their life, that she could pass that gift of that presence to that child who wasn't with her birth mom. So I think there's a big difference between presence of birth moms and women who bring that life to them. You know what I'm saying? With that glimpse of that world, what it's like. But I think in a small kind of way, children still kind of feel like they didn't get it with the birth mom, and it's really detrimental to them. But the one thing about it is how a woman loves on them. They end up saying, you know what? I may never know what that, but I do know what it looks like from the woman who raised me. I know what that feels like. And she can now pass love on to another child and be present in another child's life when she gives birth to a child. So that's kind of how I really feel about this whole subject.
Well, you know
You
what?
said
That's really a good take. That's really a good take, because that's going to take us right into our next topic. Because I also think about young ladies who don't have a good relationship with their mom, And our next topic that we about to do, that's such a good take, Coach Java, that you taking us right into it, and is the mother who gave me life and the mother who gave me a life, and they can be two different people.
Yeah.
When I think about that topic, the mother who gave me birth, and don't have to be the same mother who raised you. So that's what we're talking about, because that's when I think about young ladies who don't have a good relationship with their mother. And remember, we talking about the mother's influence. Even that has an influence and impact in a girl's and a young man's life. That's her influence, that's her bond, or the lack thereof.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Coach Cynthia, you was about to say something?
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, Yava said the key word is love. You don't have to be a birth mom to show love to someone. And going into the topic, if I may, Dr. Stevens, when you said a mother gave me life, a mother gave me a life, if I can talk about that, the way I see it, when you say a mother gave me life, that means that mother is your mother who nurtured you and gave you birth and gave you such a good life and experienced so much of love inside of you. When you say a mother gave me a life, I look at probably being adopted. The mother didn't have an abortion. She gave you a life to continue on and find love somewhere else. And either one is both important roles of a mother. I mean, you got love. It starts with love. You can't teach love. You got to show it. It's actions. And long as you love and be there for that person, you can instill so much in them. You know, you don't have to be their birth mom. You just got to give them guidance and be there for them. But, you know, everything is from the heart. It starts with the heart, actions. And long as you teach that and instill these in these kids, they will be okay. They will be all right.
Well,
You
you
got to
said something. Yeah, you said something about the difference in the mother that gave me birth, the mother who gave me life, and their kids, their children who are being adopted, put in foster care, the mother who gave me a life. And I grew up in a home with my parents. My biological mother actually adopted as well, did foster care. And I seen how her influence changed the lives of so many children. Even to this day, she's still changing lives. And my mother's, up in age, but she's still changing lives of other people, children. She is still a foster parent, and that takes love. As you said, Coach Cynthia, that takes love. And in order to have great influence in anybody's life, you definitely have to have love, because only commitment can come out of love. Coach Yava.
Yeah, man, very small of what I'm going to speak on this because I don't know what that's like, but I do have an understanding of what that's like by seeing other women who have the capacity to just love, simply love. I mean, for me having an aunt who took in foster kids, um, you gotta have a lot of room to be able to take care of somebody else's child that you didn't birth. You got to have the capacity to not only love. I mean, love has got to be really great, because I thought sometimes when other kids are ready, they can get on my nerves. I be like, I'm gonna put up with no kids. So to know you're gonna nurture somebody else's child that you didn't birth and have patience. Sometimes I hear another child cry. I have patience for my own, but I have patience for somebody else's kids. Yes. So when I think about a woman having the capacity to love that deep and take care of not only hers, but somebody else's. Like, to me, I think about that thing, No Child Left Behind. I think about somebody saying, I'm going to love them. I'm going to give that child what that child needs because they see the child don't have something. And to me, you're a marvelous woman if you're able to do all of that. I'm sorry, it takes a lot to raise a child. Just like they say, you take a village, it takes a lot.
On that note, we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about the fears you didn't know existed. We'll be right back.
Yes.
Hey, I'm Dr. Michelle Stevens, a certified master life and wellness coach and minister of the gospel. I help women move from stagnation to certainty, uncover who they are, create goals, and build strategies to success. Schedule a 45-minute consultation with me, and let's jumpstart your journey to a new beginning. You may email me at contactus@drsnsshow.com, or you may call to schedule a session with me at 866-377-7469. And let me help you heal mind, body, and soul. Step out of ordinary into extraordinary. I am Coach Yava Swearington, and I am a professional certified life coach and a relationship consultant. I help individuals and couples with relationship concerns. I will assist you with the tools you need to have the power to let go of a relationship that no longer serves you, and or to strengthen your relationship. I'm looking forward to impacting, empowering, and restoring the sense of self. Schedule an individual or group session with me at toll-free 1-866-377-7469, extension 800#, or you may email me at contactus@drsnsshow.com. Remember, seek clarity, embrace it. That's a part of taking care of you, and you will begin to notice that the storm has settled.
Welcome back. We're going to now talk about fears you didn't know existed. Dr. Stevens, share with us your fears that you might have encountered when you became a mother.
Oh my God. You know what? This is really a very hot topic because, when you think about motherhood, you think about birth and children, you don't think about your fears. You think about, oh my God, I have this child. You think about the joy, the love, just being with your child. And when I think about some of the things I endured, I got married and then I had children. And in the midst of me having my children, I got divorced. And so many fears came up, the fear of, oh my God, I got to raise my children by myself. The fear of making sure my son still has the presence of a man in his life. The fear of making sure my children still have a good relationship with their father, being the best mother, the best example I can be. You have so many fears that you don't know that you're going to encounter when becoming a mother. Coach Cynthia.
Wow, that's a great topic for me because I'm actually still having fears. When I became a mom, I was fearing I didn't want my babies to catch colds. I didn't want them to hurry up and start kindergarten because if somebody jumped on them, I was going to be up at that school. I was just fear of that. Okay, so I was just loving when they were at home. I wish somebody would have told me you worry more when they get older. It's like my mom always said, they step on your toes when they're little because they're all over the house. But when they grow up, they step on your heart. And I never understood that till I looked at it. And that heart is you worry about them. I would do anything to get my boys back in their rooms to play videos where they're not driving their cars anymore, where they're not in relationships getting hurt. Those are all, I'm telling you, you better not hurt my baby. And I'm having a hard time pulling back. But God told me, you've done your job. Give them to me. I got them. Because sometimes by me putting my hands so much into their lives, I'm hurting them. So I have to let them grow up. And I have a big fear about turning loose. Not completely loose, but loose. But I worry about them so much because I just don't want anything to happen to them. I don't want nobody to mess with them. I don't want their hearts broke. And all these are fears to me that I just got to overcome because it's this thing called life.
I'm going to speak to that a little bit when I come back, but I'm going to share my first fears. And my first fears wasn't the typical fears like being excited as you having a child and you're with a child and all this kind of stuff. For me, my first fear is, you might laugh at this, but my first fear was about, first of all, I wasn't even married. I was out here dating. In itself, knowing I was going to give birth to a child, that was a fear for me that I was by myself. I didn't actually have no help. Like, I'm going to do this by myself. Like, I have this responsibility by myself. I was worrying about the things that people don't probably even think about right away. And one of the other fears for me was when I became pregnant, I was like, not really understanding motherhood and the raising of a child, worrying about if this child will survive or the process of going through the birth situation. I worry about those type of things. And the next thing for me, y'all gonna kid you not, it was wrapping my head around the fact that I was carrying this child. I'm about to have it for 9 months in my body. Like, that was like, whoa, a big thing to me. And on top of that, tell me I got to keep this child for 18 years and love on it 24/7, be available 24/7. That was like too much for me. I was like 24/7,
right,
every day to the 18 years, and I got to carry 9 months too. I was like, a little bit mind blowing for me. So it was, I was young. I was only in my 20s.
Right.
So not really knowing what to expect, not knowing what people really go through, and then in your lap because you out there doing you, right? And you with this child. So it was like this fear. I wasn't happy because if I had had the career, maybe the husband like it was told in my head to have, then I probably wouldn't have these type of fears. But I had the fears of knowing I felt like I was in this thing by myself because you can't always count on the man. So for you it's attached to you. You want to go carry it home and be with it 7 days a week, sickness, cold, can't go out and have fun with my friends, can't party no more, like lockdown, you got a child already. Yeah, that was a little bit much for me. That was my fears.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, to get even a little deeper than that now, we are all Black female mothers. And so we have even greater fears, with the police, over exerting their authority. Then we have to be concerned with our sons and our daughters not being killed by the police. You have fears. For me, was making sure my son didn't get caught up in a gang. and my daughter, but mostly my son. I was really concerned with my son, being that, after divorce, I became a single mother. So I had to make sure, not the fear of making sure my son didn't come home with a baby, making sure, you have so many fears that when you're pregnant and think about having a child, these things don't come up. The fear of making sure your child don't fail school, making sure your child graduate. You're doing everything you can, and let's go back to the labor of love. Doing everything you can to make sure it was my child had to graduate from high school. My son had to. That was a concern. Making sure my son and my daughter are successful. We have so many fears that even white women don't face some of the fears that we have to keep it real.
Not at all. Not at all. Can I piggyback on the cops real quick?
Absolutely.
You hit home with the cops, because my boys, they're in their 20s and they drive these car stoppers, the cop stoppers, I call them, like nice cars, tinted windows. And it's weird that you mention that, because my husband would tell you every time my sons get stopped by the cops, I taught them to call me. And it works, because what they do is they get stopped often, like speeding, improper lane change. But the cops stopped them just to want to see if there's any drugs, see who's in the car, see if they can catch him with anything. Every time the cop stops, my boys call me. They lay the phone on the seat and they get out and they said, my father, he's an attorney, and my mom's on the phone. Why are you stopping me? And he said, they would like to speak to you. I need to let people know right now, whoever's listening, whoever have boys, you are allowed to call your parents. I don't care how old you are. You're allowed to make a call, lay the phone in the seat while the cops do whatever they got to do to you. It works. And a lot of times, I would say 90% of the time, the cop said, okay, you're good, you can leave. Because it's good to let them cops know that these boys got some parents, that these boys got a background at home. Who cares about them? Because they think so many guys out there, black boys, parents don't care about them. So it works. Because
especially when
I always turn my boys loose unless they have a cause.
Especially when they are riding nice automobiles. That's the first red flag for a cop, especially when you see a colored boy in the driver's seat. Or 2 or 3 in the car. Or 2 or 3 in the car. And and Cynthia, like you, my kids, girl and boy, they immediately call home and put it on speaker.
That's
immediately.
Right.
And talk and let me know you're getting out of the car, walking up to the car, the whole thing.
Right.
But they just get stopped just because, and then some of them just stop you just because they don't think you should even be in those nice cars.
Well, exactly. Speaking of nice cars, even your daughters have to be concerned now. I remember I had an Escalade and I had it souped up. I took it to a big boy shop, big boy toy store. They're not a sponsor of mine. They're not a sponsor of ours, but I love Big Boy Toys store. And I went and took my Escalade there and had it souped up, had it kitted out, and shown up, had the windows tinted, everything. Yep. And I got pulled over. Mm-hmm. And when I rolled the window down, they saw it was this light-skinned black lady. They said, "Oh, we was checking. We thought you were speeding. No, you can't think I'm speeding. You got to know I'm speeding. You couldn't come with no broken tail light. You couldn't come with improper change of a lane. Those type of things. But the thing was, they thought I was a black man.
Exactly.
They were checking to see what it was. So those fears, the fears of a mother, are real. Coach, you taking us into a break here?
Yes, right. Everyone, we'll be right back.
Hey, it's your girl, Coach Lady Mia, inviting you to check out some shows on Glow 365 TV, starting with yours truly, The Mia Almond Show, Holistic Health Show with Coach Dawn, Sisters of Faith with Coach Lady Q, and The Sophie G Show with Coach Sophie G. Streaming on YouTube at Glow 365 TV shows every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, rebroadcast on Caribbean Rhythms Radio online at crrnetworkinc.com every Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Welcome back. You know, we have a little secret, and I want to let you in on it. Mothers are superheroes.
Yes.
And for me, that statement is so true. You know, mothers are superheroes. We all can give an instance when our mother came to our rescue. You know, we all can give an instance of how mom just celebrated you, or mom just, you know, looked out for you. You became your superhero. I can think of so many times. You know, think about when you were in school, you have the PTA meetings, or just being in a situation. I remember when my dad was alive, when I was younger, I could go anywhere. And if I didn't have a ride home, or if I need to get somewhere, I can call my mom and say, "Hey, mom, I need a ride. Hey, mom, I need to be picked up. Hey, mom, something's going on." And if my mom didn't come, she made sure my dad got there to get me, being a superhero, Coach Yaba.
You know, Dr. Stephen, you said it all on that right there. Very similar with that. You call mom. If you ain't call mom, you call grandma. If you ain't call grandma, you was calling an uncle or brother. Mom was sending uncle, brother, dad, somebody to your rescue. Just knowing that our mom had the answer to all our concerns and our problems, that was just a comforting thing for us. So yeah, moms are definitely superheroes because we go above, under, and all around to take care of everything that is coming up on our children. And so yeah, we are superheroes.
Before we bring Coach Cynthia in, I want you said something, Coach Yaba, and I want to tell a quick story about my son. My son just thought I was just Einstein. He just thought I knew everything. And I remember my son went into the Air Force, and he called me up one day, and he, you know, him and his buddies, they were having a discussion, and they needed an answer to a question. He was like, "I'm gonna call my mom, because my mom know, I know my mom gonna know this. My mom know everything." And my son called me and asked me the question, and I said, "I don't know the answer to that question." He was so disappointed. My point is, yes, to him, you know, I was a superhero. I was the mom that knew everything.
Everything, right.
You know, Coach Cynthia.
Yes, hero was my mom, and it's so many stories. We'd be here for a year to tell you how many times she was at my rescue. But as I said earlier, she never left my side. Every event, she was there. I didn't even have to ask her. She was just there. She traveled wherever I went. I mean, she just made herself present, and that is my hero. And I still look up to her, even up in heaven.
Yes.
She is my hero and will always be my hero.
Yes. You know what? Speaking to that, Coach Cynthia, even when our parents are gone, our mothers are gone, because my father's still here, but our mothers are gone. But do you know, you find yourself going, when you have that stress come up on you, when you're not thinking too clear about how to respond or act or something, you go to that familiar place. What mom spoke into you, or what mom said to you to handle your situation. So mom will always be present, whether they're alive or whether they are gone to heaven. You know, her presence will always display itself.
Right. If you walk into, go ahead. I'm sorry. If you walk into my prayers closet, you'll see pictures of my mom all over my prayers closet. And every time I go kneel down each day, I talk to God and my mom. Her presence is going to always be here. And I know I can still talk to her. And I know she's listening. I know she's watching down on me. And just to carry over just one little thing, she was also not only a mother-in-law to my husband, she was that super mom. And that just flowed over. The love just carried over into him as well. And that meant so much. And she would, oh my gosh, she loved Michael so much. She's a good mom.
You know, and I'm gonna piggy just a little bit for just less than a minute on here. And when I think about grieving, or when I think about my mother no longer with me or no longer here, sometimes it is so soothing for me when I go back to that familiar place and think about the things she has spoken into me or spoken over me or prayed for me. It also brings me comfort in dealing with no longer having my mother present. Now, here for me to reach out and talk to her and say, "Mom, you know, blah, blah, blah." I go, I'm able to go. I have those memories that
Mhm.
bring me the comfort.
There you
And
go.
when I go there, for some strange reason, I find peace, and
There
I
you
can
go.
stop the tears.
That's right.
When I tear up, I think about she just not here. I can just touch her, right? But when I'm not tearing up, I'm strong because I have those memories that help
Hmm.
carry me on to get through
That's
from
right.
day to day to day
That's
to day.
right. That's
Knowing,
right.
and that's how I keep her alive within me.
Hmm.
And I just know that she's at home because my
That's
father
right.
needed her more than he felt
Hmm.
her job was done down here on earth. So that brings me comfort,
Hmm.
So I
Well,
want to say that.
we're talking, that take us straight into our next topic, the celebrated mother. My mom is still present, and I think about Mother's Day. You know how when Mother's Day roll around, you can see flowers, balloons, gifts, and people have big dinners to celebrate their mother. And
Right.
I'm the type of person, I even celebrate my own self on Mother's Day because I believe I'm a good mother. But for me,
Absolutely.
Mother's Day
Absolutely.
is every day.
There
You
you
know,
Right.
go.
and you better not miss Mother's
Yes.
Day, doggone it.
There you
Yes.
go. There you go.
Absolutely.
you know,
Dr. Stephen, you speak on that, and for me, you're right. Mother's Day is to be celebrated every day. And for me, I don't think about it just waiting on Mother's Day to come around. I celebrate my mother when I'm using what she gave, what she instilled in me to go on through my life. She's being celebrated in that moment. It ain't the celebration you looking at for the flowers and the roses, but
Mhm.
it's the thank you, Lord, for that moment, or thank you, Lord, for mama for doing this for me or showing me this thing or getting over this situation.
There you go.
She's celebrated in those ways for me. And
That's right.
again, I go back to that soothing thing. I'm comforted all over again. So mom is
That's right.
always celebrated.
That's right.
Yes.
Yep.
but I have a pet peeve though. We celebrate mothers on Mother's Day, but the thing that really gets me is when mothers, those women that want to be celebrated um, on Father's Day,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
are not a father.
Right. Right.
You have your day. You
That's
have
right.
all year long. Let them
That's right.
fathers have their Father's Day.
Yes.
Exactly. Totally
Even if
agree.
those fathers are not in the presence of not present in your child's life, it's still Father's Day. It doesn't make
Amen.
you're not a
Yeah.
father. You can never be a father.
Yes.
Absolutely right.
And I want to say on that note, we'll be right back. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the cherry note.
Hey, it's your girl, Coach Lady Mia, asking you to join the conversation on the SNS show, hosted by executive producers Dr. Michelle Stevens and Coach Yava Swearington, as they share in depth conversations on relationships, health and wellness, important issues in our society, to the highs and lows of surviving everyday life. Streaming live on YouTube at DRSNS Show. That's DRSANDSSHOW. Monthly every fourth Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. A conversation you don't want to miss. Also, don't forget to visit them online at www.drsnsshow.com. This show is powered by Quayle Works Empowerment Broadcast Network.
Welcome back. I am now going to read someone wrote into our show, and it's called the cherry note. I'm going to read to you guys. Dear cherry note, I'm writing because I need to know where did I go wrong. I'm a mother of 4 children, and I'm in my late 70s. I lost my husband when we were teenagers, and I never remarried because I didn't want to bring a man into their lives. I just wanted to raise my children and be a good mother and hopefully a grandmother when the time came. I always worked hard to provide for them, and I tried my best to raise them to be happy and successful. I made sure I had them in the best schools, involved in sports, and many other activities that I knew would make a great impact on their lives. I worked 2 jobs, took out loans, and refinanced my home just to put them through college. And all of them are college graduates. They are all grown with children, have very good jobs, and live good lives. I'm all alone, and I need financial help to sustain my life. I get Social Security and a little money from my husband's death settlement. My health is not good. I have a health aide that comes in 3 times a week to assist me. I'm unable to cook for myself. I need help to bathe, to get dressed, and to get to the doctor's appointment. Because I am on a fixed income, I don't have enough money to pay my bills, and neither of my children will help me. They will not even send me money to help me financially. Whenever I call them, they always tell me they can't help. They live in nice homes and they drive nice cars. 2 of my children own their own business and are doing very well. I have been wondering where I went wrong. What have I done to my children? Was I such a bad mother that I can't get any of them or my children to help me? Please help me understand. It is me. Is it me or are my children just selfish? Signed, sad, and a disappointed mother. When we come back, we will give you the response of the cherry note.
Hey, it's your girl, Coach Lady Mia, inviting you to check out some shows on Glow 365 TV, starting with yours truly, The Mia Almond Show, Holistic Health Show with Coach Dawn, Sisters of Faith with Coach Lady Q, and The Sophie G Show with Coach Sophie G. Streaming on YouTube at Glow 365 TV shows every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, rebroadcast on Caribbean Rhythms Radio online at crrnetworkinc.com every Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Welcome back. Before we go to the response, we have a special guest with us today, Miss Coach Cynthia, and Coach Cynthia has to part the show. We want to thank Coach Cynthia for being with us today. Always welcome, and for me, was an honor for you to accept our invitation of being on the Dr. Stevens and Swearington show.
Yes, thank you, Coach Cynthia.
I would like to say thank you, Dr. Stevenson and Dr. Yaba Swearington. It's been a pleasure. It's been great talking to you guys. You guys are awesome mothers. Keep up the great job. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to appear on your show.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Before we go to the response, if you have a situation and you are looking for an answer, please write us and entitle it The Cherry Note. Write to contact us at drsnsshow.com and we will respond to your cherry note during our show.
Thank you.
A mother wrote in, and what did she title it, Coach?
She titled her letter to be, well, she didn't title it, but she signed it as sad and a disappointed mother.
Sad and a disappointed mother. And, when I think about a mother who, she said that she worked 2 jobs, her husband died when her children were teenagers, and she worked 2 jobs, refinanced her home, took out loans to ensure that her children went to college. And she never got back into a relationship after her husband's death while her children were teenagers. And now she's in her late 70s. So I think first and foremost about all the sacrifices that this mother made to ensure that her children were happy and successful. And she says now that she's older and in a situation where she needs financial help, it is very sad to think that she had raised 4 children. They're doing very well. She said they're successful. 2 of them own their own business, and they're all college graduates. I think it's sad, and sometimes we have to put our own feelings and emotions to the side. And the other thing I think about is what really took place in her life, that where her children will not reach out and help her. Coach Yava.
Yes, for sure. As I read this letter, it was so sad in my heart. I had to pause on this, and it's a sad situation. But there is parts in this letter that I also feel that the mother should get clarity on it. Like pick up the phone and call her kids and get some answers about why they're treating her in this manner. Could have been something she did or did not do. It has to be something towards that. But right now, that's not going to help her situation. Her situation right now, I would advise her to call her nearest social worker to find out what programs or what other things that are available, resources that are available for her to aid her in her care. Other than the 3 times a week that she paid for, there are programs, state programs that offer additional aid, and they pay you, the person that will come in and take care of you and give you more help other than the 3. So she can call back into the show and speak with us to find out what those things are. But for just her own heart, because she says she's alone, she's lonely, I feel like I want to say this too for all mothers and all parents. Put some things in place, like when you're doing and making all these sacrifices for your children, you also got to remember there a time and a day will come where you're going to need resources. So you may want to get insurance policies, long-term care policies, something to pay back into you so you'll have something that will outlive you. That's one of the things I want to encourage parents to do for themselves when they're also thinking about taking care of their loved ones. Because the saddest thing is to give all your resources to your children and have nothing for yourself in the end. So that's what I have to say.
Absolutely. And the last thing on the response, I would suggest not to that mother, but to all mothers. If you know that there's the discord in the family between you and your children, seek out peace, seek out forgiveness. Even if you think you haven't done anything wrong, ask for forgiveness. Forgive your children for them neglecting you, and forgive yourself for whatever reason your children think that you neglected them or treated them wrong, abused them. Seek forgiveness. Seeking forgiveness starts the first process of healing on both sides. And even if they never forgive you, you forgive them and forgive yourself.
Absolutely. Well said.
Absolutely.
Well said.
And we're going to go into our next break. But before we do, if you have a product or a business and would like to advertise on our show, you would like to support us, please email us at contact@us Dr. S&S Show or call us at 866-377-7469. If you're interested in hosting your own show, please visit our website and click on the tab Media Production and schedule a session with the perfect production team. Let us help you bring your vision to life. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Dr. Michelle Stevens, a certified master life and wellness coach and minister of the gospel. I help women move from stagnation to certainty, uncover who they are, create goals, and build strategies to success. Schedule a 45-minute consultation with me, and let's jumpstart your journey to a new beginning. You may email me at contactus@drsnsshow.com, or you may call to schedule a session with me at 866-377-7469. And let me help you heal mind, body, and soul. Step out of ordinary into extraordinary.
I am Coach Yava Clarendon, and I am a professional certified life coach and a relationship consultant. I help individuals and couples with relationship concerns. I will assist you with the tools you need to have the power to let go of a relationship that no longer serves you and or to strengthen your relationship. I am looking forward to impacting, empowering, and restoring the sense of self. Schedule an individual or group session with me at toll-free 1-866-377-7469 extension 800 #, or you may email me at contactus@drsnsshow.com. Remember, seek clarity, embrace it. That's a part of taking care of you, and you will begin to notice that the storm has settled.
Welcome back. We're now going to give words of encouragement. Dr. Stevens, please share your words of encouragement.
Wow. First, I think and foremost, this was an awesome show. And I thank once again all our viewers and our special guest, Coach Cynthia Eddings, for being on our show. And as I said to my response, if there's any discord anywhere in your relationship with you and your children, seek forgiveness. Even if you think you did nothing wrong, ask for forgiveness. That's the first process of healing. The second thing is make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you do whatever it is as a mother, because mothers go through so much stress in not only in raising their children, taking care of their own selves, making sure you're providing for you, for your children, your community. Take time out to relax. Take time out to get a massage. And if you're going through something, don't be afraid to seek help. Also, if you need a coach, please contact us at drsnsshow.com. I am a master certified life coach, and you can write in Coach Yaba.
And please know this message that I give and leave with you today is not to hurt or offend you. To the ladies that are mothers and to those that desire to be someday, just know that a mother's love is and should be unconditional. A mother protects, she comforts you, she's patient, kind, forgiving, understanding, and devoted. Mothers, we are the first to nurture, we're the first to serve, and the first to love. If these words do not resonate with you, I caution you to rethink mom status. Thank you.
Before we go, please join us on our next show, The Shortage of Black Male Excellence. Ladies, please, if you're in need of coaching, once again, please go to our website and book an intro session with either myself or Dr. Stevens. I'm a master certified life coach, or Coach Yaba. We will certainly help you get on the right track. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. We make it sizzle
and make it hot.